les saluda Fátima Garnica con un nuevo episodio de La Voz de Duwamish Posible y para todos. Muchísimas gracias a los que están aquí el día de hoy por conectarse. También espero que todos ustedes estén manteniendo cálidos y a salvo de este frío. Para los que viven aquí en el estado de Washington, saben que estamos pasando por mucho frío. Estamos ya en marzo y ya todavía sigue cayendo nieve. Si por alguna razón ustedes están pasando por dificultades donde no tienen la oportunidad de estar calientitos y cálidos, voy a poner aquí unos sitios web donde ustedes pueden ir a los bancos de ropa, cobija y pueden obtener todas esas cosas para que se mantengan calientitos en este clima tan horrible. Y bueno, para no hacer esto más largo, les voy a hablar un poquito sobre qué es lo que se va a tratar el programa de hoy. Como han notado en los últimos episodios que he hecho, no he incluido sección de la coalición, que es el Duwamish Valley Affordable Housing Coalition. Eso es porque les estamos preparando contenido valioso para que ustedes puedan obtener contenido valioso y puedan aprender nuevas cosas acerca de vivienda. Así que espero que ya ese contenido pueda salir pronto. Estoy esperando a ver si puede salir en el próximo episodio, pero pues ya veremos. A la sección de Si se puede y los jóvenes también hablan va a ser un poquito diferente esta vez porque voy a combinar las partes juntas. El tema de los dos va a ser sobre un evento que hubo el lunes pasado donde un grupo de jóvenes, incluyéndome a mí, tuvimos la oportunidad de visitar el Capitolio del estado de Washington. Fuimos con dos organizaciones, The Washington Bus y Latino Community Fund. Así que no solo van a tener la oportunidad de ver algunas entrevistas con los organizadores del evento, pero también les grabé un recorrido para aquellos que no han visitado el edificio. Es un edificio muy bonito, así que decidí grabarles un video, un recorrido para que lo puedan conocer un poco, para que vean cómo es que se ve por adentro. También van a tener la oportunidad de escuchar entrevistas con algunos de los jóvenes que fueron para que escuchen su opinión sobre cómo se les hizo el evento. Bueno, y ahora les voy a platicar un poco sobre qué fue este evento. Como mencioné, este evento fue organizado por dos organizaciones que se llaman The Washington Bus y Latino Community Fund. Este evento fue el Día de Poder Juvenil de Cabildeo. Durante este evento aprendimos muchísimas cosas. Una de ellas fue cómo es que se pasan las leyes aquí en el estado. De hecho, tuvimos la oportunidad de ir a las reuniones donde están pasando leyes. Entonces, eso fue muy interesante de ver. Aprendimos sobre el proceso legislativo. También tuvimos la oportunidad de hablar con algunos de nuestros legisladores y representantes aquí del estado de Washington, que fue algo también muy interesante de escuchar lo que ellos tenían que decir. Bueno, para que aprendan un poco más sobre qué fue lo que fue este evento, aquí les tengo algunas entrevistas con las organizadoras.
Hi, my name is Cynthia Ijan Vasquez. I use she, her gender pronouns, and I am the executive director here at the Washington Bus.
My name's Jasmine. I use she, her pronouns. I'm the political manager at the Washington Bus, and really excited to organize Youth Power Lobby Day with the Latino Community Fund.
One of the primary reasons why we're here today is truly to give young people the opportunity to connect with the legislators and advocate on the issues that matter to young people the most. Oftentimes, legislators are really listening to like the powerful and the wealthy few instead of the communities, and so we try to provide opportunities to fix that power imbalance by giving young people the tools, resources, and support to be able to advocate for themselves and their community. I and we at the Washington Bus really believe that those most directly impacted by the problem at hand are really the ones that have the solutions already. And so by being able to bridge that gap, it really is what is going to create the state that we want to live in, the communities that we want to be a part of, and it really will allow all of our communities and individuals to thrive and not just survive in our communities.
Our youth deserve to be heard, to be challenged in learning all of the skills that are needed to take on the legislature, to have their voice heard, because the world is changing around them, decisions are being made, and we deserve to be in the driver's seat. We deserve to be able to make that change and be those future leaders. And leadership development programs like our internship are a really great way to get the skills that aren't necessarily given to all of our community that looks like us.
There are millions of ways to get involved. You know, during the legislative session, there's opportunities to what is called sign on in support or in opposition of a bill. And so you do that by going to the legislative website, looking up the bill, and going through the process to sign in and support. There's also opportunities for young people to testify on behalf of the bills whenever they are in committee. And there's also the opportunity to lobby your legislators. And there are numerous organizations like ours, the Washington Bus, and also Latino Community Fund, who was our co-sponsor today for the Youth Power Lobby Day, that could really guide and support young people to be able to know how to navigate the process to get involved.
Showing up at a lobby day is one great way, but you can follow along at home any day of session. I know it's only 105 days this year, 60 days on even years, but there's a bunch of different ways, whether it's signing in pro, writing a testimony, reaching out to your legislator, or talking to committees, having testimony. There are a lot of great ways to have your voice heard by the people that are making the decisions. There's a lot of great work that needs to be done, from increasing access to democracy through voter registration and even your elections. There's some really big bills that we're working on this year. Making college accessible for all, making it cost-free as much as possible, and having all the wraparound services that students need to be able to succeed. There's also free lunches at school, because everyone who's required to be in a building deserves to have the nourishment that they need to thrive. We should not be denying children at schools their lunches and their breakfast because their families can't afford it. There's a number of different ways that we can really get involved in. It's going to take money, and so we need to tax the rich and fund the people so that we can support our communities and have a fully funded education system, have everything that we need, and have everyone paying their fair share.
I would say that, you know, sometimes we may feel like these spaces are not created for us, and I think that there's a lot of truth in that. But there is a great opportunity for us to change these spaces and really provide seats and build our own tables. I am really excited and really encourage other young people to get involved and really step into their power to be able to advocate for the issues that they're the most passionate about.
Y concluyendo estas entrevistas, espero que pudieran aprender algo nuevo sobre qué fue lo que se trató este evento. Los padres de familia que estén viendo, en verdad recomiendo que motiven a sus hijos a que sean parte de estos eventos, porque siendo gente de color, gente latina, necesitamos más representación en todo esto, especial en el sentido de la política. Desafortunadamente todavía vivimos en una sociedad donde las personas de color no estamos siendo incluidas en todas estas importantes decisiones que se están haciendo no solo en nuestro estado, pero en todo el país. Definitivamente necesitamos que haya más inclusión, que nos tomen en cuenta a nosotros, las personas de color. Así que recomiendo que traten de motivar más a sus hijos para que se estén incluyendo en todas estas cosas, porque al final del día todas estas decisiones que se están tomando no solo en nuestro estado pero en nuestro país son decisiones que nos afectan a nosotros mismos y especialmente a nosotros los jóvenes, que nosotros somos el futuro. Así que necesitamos más inclusión de no solo la gente de color pero la gente latina. Bueno, y ahora les voy a poner el video del edificio del Capitolio para que lo puedan conocer un poco más. haya gustado ese pequeño recorrido que les hice y que grabé para ustedes. Ahora vamos a ver las entrevistas de los jóvenes para que ustedes puedan escuchar qué es lo que tuvieron que decir acerca de este evento. Here are the interviews where I interviewed a couple of the youth that went to this event, so you guys can hear a little bit about their opinions and what they thought about this whole event.
Hi, I'm Nandana, she, her pronouns. I'm a current freshman at UW Seattle and an intended econ major.
My name is Emily Delgado. I use she, her pronouns.
My name is Deborah. I'm a freshman at UW Seattle.
My name is Sandra. I am 18 years old. I do running start at Chief South, and yeah.
So I'm currently one of the campus leads for UW with the Washington bus, and I just wanted to do my part, help out with lobby day, recruit a bunch of young people, and just like get out here and lobby for like our rights pretty much, because it's young people and like people of color who can really like advocate for change, because no one really understands our circumstances other than us. So it's important that we make our voices heard.
I am here today for Youth Lobby Day. The main reason I came here is to talk to representatives about bills that are good for the community, specifically the BIPOC community, because there's a lack of representation in community health for us.
I'm also interested into law and the government, and I'm also an immigrant from East Africa. My whole family immigrated, so it was like an interest. I want to do like immigration law. That's my end goal, so I was just really interested in seeing how it works and getting to experience it in real life.
I'm here because I got an opportunity to be able to come, so I thought this would be a great opportunity for me to experience something new and just see how everything works in the state.
My biggest takeaway would be like the same thing pretty much, the fact that if we want to make change, we are the ones that have to get out and do it, because Congress, there isn't a lot of representation when it comes to young people or people of color. They're all mostly old and like cisgender white people, so they don't really understand our background, our issues. So when it comes to like our rights, it's really up to like diverse groups like this to get out there and lobby, because lobbying actually does make a difference, because the more you advocate for something, the more they have to listen to you, and you make them realize that they work for you. So you do have the right to tell them what you believe in, and they listen to you if you're loud enough and you get out there and make some noise.
And I enjoy talking to the representatives, but also seeing how like bills are passed in the state level and all the steps they have to take to make it an actual law.
So it was my first time doing lobbying, so that was a pretty cool experience. But the overall take, I loved seeing like how the lawmakers like discuss and how they come to a decision, but also how we get to talk to legislators and get our voices heard and give out ideas to these laws that we can change and make better. Yeah.
My favorite thing was just getting to experience this with different people. Met a lot of people, and it was really fun. But I did something I did take away from this was that although I have heard that there's a lot of men, white males specifically in this industry, it didn't really have an impact on me until today, when I was able to be in a room full of white male, and that kind of just made me realize how much diversity there needs to be, whether it's people of color or more women.
As you guys heard from the interviews, this event was a very powerful event, especially being a woman of color, a Latina woman. This whole event was just very motivational. It really motivated me to see that there is change that needs to be made, not only in this country, but just in the world in general. And just seeing a lot of youth there at this event, it gave me a sense of hope. With the help with all of these amazing youth, change will one day be made, and we're gonna hopefully be able to live in a better country and just a better society in general. As you heard in one of the interviews, Sandra mentioned that she didn't see very much inclusivity. And we walked into the room where they were passing all of the laws, and I barely saw any people of color. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, my heart literally just dropped and I was not expecting that. One thing is you hear that there's not much inclusivity, but another thing is actually witnessing. It's just so powerful and it really hit me, which is why I was mentioning to the parents earlier in the video to really motivate you guys to be involved in all of this stuff. I want to tell all of you youth out there too to really try and get involved in maybe not politics, but just things that you know that are gonna benefit our society as a whole. At the end of the day, we are youth, but we are so powerful and we can create so many changes. We just need to come together and fight for what we believe and not be ashamed of it. Y bueno, con eso concluimos este episodio de La Voz de Duwamish Posible y para todos. Muchísimas gracias a todos los que se pudieron conectar el día de hoy. Recuerden que los episodios salen el primer y el tercer miércoles de cada mes a las 4 p.m. tiempo pacífico. Nos vemos el tercer miércoles de marzo para un nuevo episodio de La Voz de Duwamish Posible y para todos. ¡Hasta luego!